Hey friends, here's our devotional thought, encouragement, sometimes rant. As we just finished up a little story where uh, John points out who Jesus is. John the Baptist points out who Jesus is, and a couple of his guys begin to follow him. Then one of those guys leaves and goes finds his brother, right? And so Jesus he's had three guys kind of talking to him now. Andrew, John the disciple, and then Simon Peter, and then the next little bit here in John 1, starting in verse 43. It says the next day. And so John 1, verse 43. The next day, Jesus decided to leave for Galilee, and finding Philip, he said to him, "Follow me." See, I love that. See, the first guys that were begin to follow Jesus, what do you want? We want to know what you're doing. And Jesus, well, you come and see, right? When they initiated, Jesus, just come on, let's go. This guy, Jesus, he's walking along, and he comes across this guy, Philip, and he says, "Hey, let's have a conversation. Why don't you come follow and just check this out?" See, Jesus had zero expectations of these people, right? This is maybe a little rantish. It's so different from uh, in the spirit of love, well-meaning church people that they want you to quit this or don't do that or whatever before they'll let you they'll invite you into their house or they'll come to church with you, right? I'm not gonna, right. It's they sometimes have an attitude to where I'm not gonna go be with that person. Or do you know what they do? And that wasn't Jesus at all. It just says as Jesus was going, he saw this guy and said, "Come on, man, let's go hang out." But it was at that moment that Philip had a choice. He could have said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm happy with what I'm doing." But he didn't. He took a chance and he began to follow and see what Jesus was up to. And it was at that moment Jesus began to teach him about the kingdom of conscience, right? What we mentioned a couple of videos ago. See, he wants us to follow him, not because he's looking for something from us, but because he wants to invite us into a relationship where he's going to begin to work on your heart. He wants to heal your heart. He wants to heal the brokenness that's inside of you. And I just think sometimes followers of Jesus want everything out here to get better and for him to fix it. But he's going to ask us to follow him because of what he wants to do inside of us. We saw in the last video, he wants to call that greatness out of us. But it only happens. We only get his power inside of us as we begin to follow, as we begin to spend time with him. I like to joke that you probably know some older people that as they've gotten older together, right, they begin to look like each other, right? You've had a best friend that you begin to share their mannerisms. And this is what happens when we follow Jesus and we walk with him. We become like him, and he puts his power inside of us so that we can become more than we ever thought that we could be. Or we can say no, and we can stay the same lovable us's that we are right now. So he won't force you. He won't coerce you. His invitation, should you choose to accept it, is the same that it was for these guys. Hey, come follow me. I hope that you have a beautiful day, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.